This homeboy, he got a whole ass wife, right? And like, he's engaged to her actually, and they have a kid together, but he lives in a different state and he comes and visits her. So they're in love, but she's wondering like, why isn't he living with me? Like, why isn't he coming here?
Yeah.
Why haven't I met his family yet?
Right.
All of a sudden at the end, finally it comes out that he's actually in this type of partnership with a financial dominatrix, and he essentially sends her half of his paycheck every time he gets paid, and she gets to decide if she wants to pay some of his bills or not. Right down below. Comment down below. How are you feeling? From 1 out of 10. And then give me more details. What led you to feel that way?
Yes, why'd you get that rating?
Do you think it is someone else's fault?
Ooh.
And if it is, what are you going to do about it?
Ooh, juicy.
Are you going to tell them? Or are you going to sit there? The Scorpio intensity is just coming in hot. I can't help it.
Also, yeah, the Scorpio energy is asking you to take action right now.
No, for real.
You know, like,
especially
don't just, like,
Mars
sit there
and
and
Scorpio
happy.
too. I feel like Mars is in Scorpio. If you're feeling like there's some sort of fight that's brewing within you, that's probably because someone pissed you off. And I encourage you to tell the people that make you feel some type of way that you feel some type of way, instead of sitting there and letting it brew all in the name of coming off cool and chill and calm.
Fuck that.
Because fuck that.
Fuck that.
No.
It's like you're saying their feelings matter more than yours. And like,
yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Your
No,
feelings matter a
seriously.
lot.
If you were to tell that to a Scorpio, if you were to tell a Scorpio, yeah, like, their feelings matter more than me, they would laugh at you. We would laugh at you.
Right.
Your feelings fucking matter. Alright?
Mm-hmm.
And you need to express them.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And people need to hear when you're upset.
Yeah,
you know, not everything has to be all like peaches and cream all the time.
No, it doesn't.
And actually amazing things come from tough conversations sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yo, that's why a lot of people, I feel like, just can't hang. Even in friendships, too. Like, maybe the vibes were off or something. Instead of just addressing it and dealing with it, people just kind of ghost each other and they go separate ways. And it's like, where's the conflict resolution skills?
Right.
You know, like, so that's how much you didn't care. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. Tell me how you really feel, which is you don't feel anything about it at all because you just walked away.
Yeah. No, actually, I can honestly say every time me and Maya have had an issue and we've overcome it and communicated about it, while it was very uncomfortable during the talk, we come out stronger every time afterwards.
Right. And our friendship is so much better.
Yeah, because we understand each other on a whole other level. Like, you guys, we take things so personally as humans, and I get it, because so do I, but, like, once you realize that, like, everyone is living in their own little world, like, genuinely, and they're not thinking that much about you, therefore they're not actively going out of their way to hurt your feelings or disagree with you.
Right.
You realize, like, okay, I can just tell them that this is how I viewed the situation, and maybe they'll understand why I felt the way that I felt, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes no one is in the wrong. You guys are just operating from a different place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're viewing the situation in a completely different way. You know, and there's, like, nothing wrong with that, but at least you could try and understand where the other person's coming from.
For sure.
And that helps you understand that it's not the problem, it's you guys. It's not you guys, it's the problem. And you guys are going against that problem together.
Right.
Rather than going, you know, head to head, trying to figure out whose fault it is that you're in this situation.
Right. It's more just like, you just want to be able to share your feelings. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, resentment will build up.
Yeah.
You know? And that is also a big Scorpio energy. Like, don't let the resentment, like, ruin relationships. Because I feel like that happens a lot in friendships, too. It's like, this little thing that you did actually really pissed me off that night. But I didn't want to bring it up. Yeah. You know?
Because then, because you were jaded by that one little thing, you start noticing them doing that thing more.
All the time.
Because, and before they made you feel that way, you never saw this part of them. But when they did it to you and you didn't say anything about it, now it's like a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And every time they act a certain way or do that very thing, you can't help but, like, internally get more and more angry. You're like, see, I knew they were this kind of person. Like, you know what I mean? And it's should have just told them the first time you felt this way. So you can give them an opportunity to maybe learn.
Right.
If they're mature enough, they'll hear you out. If they respect you enough and respect your relationship, they'll understand where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. Like, if someone I care about tells me something about myself, sure, are my feelings going to be hurt? Yes. But at the end of the day, because I trust them, I don't think that they're just telling me that just to be mean. Like, they're telling me that because that's what I did. That's how I come off. Now it's time for me to sit with myself and figure out whether this is an actual problem that I'm dealing with, whether it's a personality trait, whether it's a season of me being this type of way. Like, I can actually sit with myself and be like, okay, someone that I love and care about experienced me in this capacity, and I need to figure out if I want to fix it or not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And honestly, that shows, like, again, if you really care about the person.
Yeah.
Because if you care, you are going to care about, first and foremost, how you made them feel.
Yeah.
You know? And then, two, you're going to want to take action because you don't want to make them feel like that again. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's part two of why it's important to share when you're upset or when something goes wrong, because it's like that person can start to learn more about you. And again, they're not going to completely change who they are, but they can start to be a little bit more mindful and learn more about your personality.
Sensitive to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what we all want, right?
Like, we're not all experiencing the same personality. You know what I mean? When we have different relationships in our lives, romantic, platonic, whatever, like...
Facts.
Everyone is so different. So it doesn't make sense for you to treat everyone the same exact way. Like, some people need more sensitivity when it comes to certain things. And for everyone, it varies. And, like, you become, I feel like, a true empathetic soul when you understand everyone else's needs and that they're not all the same. Now, you're not bending backwards to make everyone comfortable, but you are aware of the fact that, hey, so-and-so went through this in their childhood. That's why they need more reassurance from me. Like, you know what I mean? So-and-so needs me to tell them, you know, that, like, bye. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Because if I don't, they're going to feel like they're abandoned. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those are just some examples, you know? So, it's just, I feel like sometimes we forget that everyone is just so different. And yes, it would be easy if everyone thought the way that you thought or dealt with shit the way you deal with shit. But, like, that's just not normal.
Yeah.
If you come across people that do things so similarly as you, like, that's beautiful, but that's not always guaranteed.
Right.
You know, we all grew up in different environments. We all have a whole different birth chart. You know, we've gone through different types of relationships. So, like, yeah, our triggers are different.
100%. And, like, when you care about the person, you're going to make adjustments to make everybody feel comfortable. You know, like, I was just thinking as you were talking, I was like, this, just like you were saying, okay, so sometimes a friend needs you to be like, okay, you have to say bye to me always when you leave. Yeah. You know? Thinking like, okay, just like when you have a vegetarian friend, like, you try and give them an option when they come over to your house so they can eat because you care. Yeah. And you're being forthcoming and forward thinking about them.
Yeah, and their experience.
Proactive. Yes, it's like proactive with your friendship.
Exactly. You're being intentional.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're not like a robot of like, this is what I give. This is all I have to offer for you. Right. And it's the same for everyone else. Right. You know, it's just not normal behavior.
No, it starts to feel inauthentic.
I can't help but think, like, I feel like growing up with siblings helps you do that. Because you're almost forced to be in a home with so many different personalities. Yeah, for sure. And you just can't help but, like, grow up and be more understanding of different types of personalities. Right. Because you grow up in the same house and you can still be so different from your siblings. Like, two siblings can have a completely different experience of what their mother or father was like. You know? And, like, that's just a fact. Right. Otherwise, we'd have the same moon signs as our siblings. You know what I mean? If you experienced your mom the same, like, every single one of you would have the same moon sign. Yeah. You don't have the same moon sign, which means your mom was going through different shit in her life at the time that you were born. Yeah. Your mom's giving you a different type of energy based on what she's going through when you're there, you know? Yeah. So, that's something to think about.
I love thinking about family astrology.
I know, it's so interesting.
I wish I knew more about my family's astrology when I was growing up. Because I feel like that would have really just helped me.
Oh, for sure would help. I wish I just knew about astrology from the time I was born. When I met my first bully, I should have known you were an Aries. I'm just kidding. I don't know where I was. She was a bitch.
I do also wish I could do that too. Like, look up anyone I've come across who was like a hater or a lover or an old teacher or something like that.
The teachers, you know, I would be reading them up.
I would
love that shit.
To just look it up. There needs to be like a whole glossary of everybody's birthday.
I know, right?
Where we could just look it up.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually fucking crying. So one of my coworkers, she's super into astrology, and she wants to learn more, so she always talks to me about it and like asks me questions. And she gave me her, you know, information, and she wanted me to like, you know, read her birth chart, and I was like, yeah, sure, like whenever I have time. And I remember her telling me, she's like, oh my god, I asked my mom for my birthday, and you know, her mom is very, I guess, like superstitious, and I was like, oh, and because her mom was like, oh, like, what do you need this for? Like, be careful who you share this information with. Oh, shit. And I'm like, is your mom a Scorpio? She's like, she is. And I was like, I'm crying. Shit. That makes a lot of sense.
So
super protective, and I just imagine myself as a mother doing that very thing.
Oh, for sure.
Like being like, who's asking?
Why do you need that?
Why?
What's the conversation?
No, actually, who like that? I truly think about it, I'm like, that is one of the things I would just love to teach my kids when I have kids. Is you don't have to answer every question that's asked. And sometimes you can answer a question with a question.
Yes. Ugh, I wish my parents would have taught me that.
Yeah.
I would have been forced to be reckoned with. Because sometimes people just be asking the most inappropriate questions.
No, for real.
And you could just let it.
It's just so fun to, like, reply with a question. Mm-hmm. Like, it can be as easy as, that's so weird that you'd ask that. Why do you care?
Take the power back.
No, literally. How about you first?
Yeah.
I can't. People just love being in your business.
They do.
People need to watch more. Instead of shitting on reality TV, they need to watch more reality TV. Facts. So they can get out of people's business in their real life. Right. That is actually a good cure.
Genuinely, because you need to not be up in their business. No. But reality stars are like,
that's their job. They want you to talk about them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you need to like switch that.
Switch it up. That's what I love it. I hate drama in my life. I love watching drama on the TV.
Right. And with them nosy neighbors, like I need the nosy neighbors.
Yeah.
To start watching the shows rather than your neighbors.
Oh my god, that is so creepy. That is actually a fear of mine. I feel like as a Scorp is, God, I'm gonna knock on some wood right now. Lord, please give me good neighbors for the rest of my life. Neighbors that respect my privacy, are super chill, and love good food, because I would love to dish swap. Yeah. Growing up in my mom's home, when I was in high school, our neighbors were so, sorry if I'm sniffling, my allergies are like crazy. But our neighbors were so cool, and like they were white, but like my mom would like cook like crazy food, and they'd be eating it up. Oh, I bet. Yeah. And like they'd give us like some of their fruit from their backyard, so like that's a vibe. Yeah. And it was like super chill. Sweet. Like that's what I want. But like I have this fear of like a neighbor that's like, you watch these fucking shows on the ID network. Right. Like they want to become besties right away. And then when you don't want to become besties, like they want to kill you. Right. You know? Like, that's usually how these shows go. Right. Like they're just creepy and they're bored, and I'm like, how do they have so much time? Like, who are these people?
No, I genuinely am like, do you not have a job?
Like, are these the people that won lotteries? They're just at home and they have nothing to do? So I'm just like, there's no way you have this much time to be a demon. Right. And like, why are you so pressed about what's going on out here? No, literally. You would think you're getting paid to be, what is it, the HOA leader? Right. But, right. But the HOA leader don't even know you. Like, who is this? Who is this? The neighborhood watch. That's
unpaid neighborhood watch.
Yo, no, legit. Every time I would see those signs, growing up in the suburbs, just just like, I couldn't help but laugh. Like the neighborhood watch. Like, get a life!
Literally.
Like, seriously. I mean, I get it.
So nosy?
Safety reasons, but like, also, like, it's creepy. What do you mean a neighborhood watch? Like, what do they do in those meetings? Do they have meetings?
They do have meetings. They meet regularly.
10:05 has been really loud lately, and I've been seeing lots of people from different races coming in and out. And you know I'm the last person.
We gotta keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
On those. It's like, oh my gosh.
And then
go
they
get
end it
another
with-
hobby.
Because you know I don't see color.
Oh my.
But I can't help.
Right.
Can't help but feel some type of way.
You know what I mean?
I need them to get new hobbies.
No, for sure.
Like,
I just
why?
wish I could, like, I wish my
This is not the
superpower was,
community
like,
I want.
making people tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Like, when people bring, like, when neighbors bring, like, when you move in and they bring something, I wish I could ask them, is this genuine or because you wanted to see how I am? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You just want to pop in, read the vibe. Because how else would you do it? You know what I mean? Like, do you really care? Also, maybe I'm crazy. I'm not going to eat your fucking cookies. I'm sorry. I don't give a flying fuck if you're my neighbor. I need at least 3 months to know if I trust you enough to eat something that you cooked.
No, that's kind
That's
of fair.
literally like how I feel.
That's kind of fair.
Like, I don't imagine
That's
walking down the
fair.
street and someone's like, cookie?
Right, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, it is. I
Like
don't
taking
fucking know
candy from a
you.
stranger. Why would you do
Granted, that would be really bad if I can't trust my neighbor enough to have a goddamn cookie.
that? Right.
But I'm not gonna risk it.
No,
You know what I mean?
No, I do. I genuinely do. Because when I moved recently into this place, my neighbors, I told you, they were so nice, and they offered to get me and my boyfriend Alex food for the night. And at first I thought that they were going to cook it, and I was like, you know, like I was like a little nervous, but I didn't want to reject it. It was like such a nice, like,
it's a nice offer, and you're weird if you say no. Like, I'm never going to say no to the cookies. I'm going to take the damn cookies, I'm going to throw it out.
Exactly.
We never just...
Right. And then I was
People
like,
are like, Sarah's crazy.
Right. I was like hella overthinking it. I was like, what if like what if it's nasty? What if they like poison it? Like my fucking Scorpio side bro was like coming through for real.
Overthinking.
And then they were like, oh well, we can actually just like send you a menu and like you can order what you want. And I was like, okay, that's very
so
nice.
sweet.
Thank you.
No, that's perfect.
Like, I trust her from a restaurant.
Exactly. It's like, what do you know? You know the owner of the restaurant?
Like
No. Like, that is totally fair and good. You know what I mean?
But no, I was still like...
It makes you feel safe.
Sketched. And also, I was like super worried, kind of like you said. I was like, are they going to try and come in? Like, when they drop it off?
No,
like,
actually,
is it going to be a whole thing?
Is this going to be the start of you wanting to talk?
Right.
Because I don't like talkers.
Right.
Unless it's people I like talking to.
Right.
You know what I mean? And some people are just like bored. I'm like,
right.
Here's the rules. You can say hi to me twice a week. Because I also hate people that are like, that have to say hi all the time. You know what I mean? We don't have to say hi all the time. We don't.
Especially, it's like, look, if I'm doing something and you doing something, you don't need to go out of your way to be like, hey, neighbor.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
That's awkward.
You know, just
I don't fucking like small talk. I don't.
Yeah. I'm good with like a head nod, you know.
Yeah, head nod is fine. Like, yeah. Exactly.
I see you.
Yeah. For real.
Yeah.
Trust issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel it.
Yeah.
Speaking of trust issues, I saw this great clip online and I wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
So, this woman, she took this guy to court. She didn't end up getting the money.
Okay.
Ultimately, this guy wanted to date her, and she was like, you have to give me a $3,500 deposit to date me. And he was like, down. Or no, actually, okay, it wasn't even to date me because they were dating. And I think he fucked up. And she was like, okay, I'm going to take you back, but you have to give me this $3,500 deposit. And I guess he fucked up again and hasn't given her the deposit. That's what it was.
Oh.
So.
She took him to court.
Yeah, so she took him to court. So I wanted to talk about it. And most importantly, I wanted to know what you thought her sign was.
Do you know her sign?
No, I don't know her sign. I just thought it'd be fun to talk about.
Okay, so lots of thoughts, lots of feelings. Right. I feel like this is either a Capricorn or a Scorpio.
That's what I thought.
Anyone else? I could see Leo. I could see Leo. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
paying you for my time.
No, literally. Like, what the fuck? What am I here for?
Yes.
Because Scorpio, 8th house, like, you know, other people's money. Like, you know what I mean? Debt. People owing you shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, Capricorn for obvious reasons. Time is money, baby.
Yeah.
I just feel like, okay, so I need to know, did she have this in writing? Did he sign it?
She did. So, well, like, writing at, like, text messages.
Yeah.
But well, that's just writing, you know, as today.
That is. I hope she wins. Because, why'd you say yes?
Right.
Anyone who is judging her, keep that energy for the man. Because she said what she needed and what she accepted. And he, by all means, could have said, no, I do not agree to this.
Right.
The fact that he did, and he fucked up and he didn't pay her, that's a breach of contract.
100%.
And you better pay her double now.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Honestly,
I love this.
Right. When I saw this, I was like, that's what I'm gonna do if I'm ever single again.
No,
anyone to even like get in the game.
Yeah.
There has to be a deposit.
There's a deposit for sure.
Because what if there's emotional fees? What if you don't like, you know, take me to get my nails one time or something?
No.
Like, this is just what.
No, for sure.
This is what I need.
No, this is what you need, and this is what you deserve. And I mean, there's like a cheating clause in divorce,
right?
In the what's it called, in the prenups. So you know what I mean. I don't see why that can't be used outside of a marriage.
Right.
Anything is possible. Never close your mind, kids. The limit does not exist.
Yes.
If you want to run a relationship a certain way, you state your needs. You tell the person, the people that you're with, this is what I want and deserve. You can definitely disagree. If you do, go on your merry way. I will find someone that agrees, okay? Let's keep each other happy.
Right. Right. And I just fucking love the internet because I'm learning so many things from women, you know, coming into their power and just like owning their shit, you know? Where I'm like, fuck, like, again, I'm very happily with my partner, but if I ever got single again, boy, do I have some new tricks ready to go.
Actually.
Like, this is next level.
This reminds me. So I feel like we've seen it on TikTok before because one of us sent it to the other. And I had forgot about this clip until I started watching the show. So recently I've been getting into this show, Help, I'm in a Secret Relationship on MTV. And it's like basically like, if you guys remember Catfish, it's like kind of like a spin-off. But instead of the person not knowing the person they're talking to, like catfishing them, it's people that like are in serious relationships, like, or like have, like they live together. But one of them is hiding the other from like their family or friends or whatever. And the hosts are there to figure out why is the one person hiding the other person. Because clearly they're together, they're living together, they're married, they have a kid or whatever, but they're still hiding them from, you know, the other people in their life. So this one that I was just watching with my boyfriend this morning, we were both shook. I'm telling you, we were just looking at each other. But as soon as it happened, I remembered seeing the clip on TikTok months ago. This homeboy, he got a whole ass wife, right? And like, he's engaged to her actually, and they have a kid together, but he lives in a different state and he comes and visits her. So they're in love, but she's wondering like, why isn't he living with me? Like, why isn't he coming here? Why haven't I met his family yet?
Right.
All of a sudden at the end finally comes out that he's actually in this type of partnership with a financial dominatrix, and he essentially sends her half of his paycheck every time he gets paid. And she gets to decide if she wants to pay some of his bills or not. And guess what? That's not the end. This motherfucker has a whole ass house. But he's not living in that house. He's living with his mom. Guess who's living in that house? His little dominatrix.
Oh my gosh!
So he is just in this, you know what I mean? It just reminded me of that. Like, that's just wild. Like, people really are into so many different things.
Right.
And there's always someone out there for you. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Do not settle.
No.
You want something, you can get it.
Right.
You know?
100%.
And it's so much easier when you don't settle and you find someone who wants to give that to you instead of trying to mold someone that doesn't want that into who you want them to be. So,
right.
Play around, fuck around, but always tell people what you're looking for, because at the end of the day, that same person is looking for you, and you guys will find each other as long as neither of you settles.
Yes, don't settle. That's the key part, because, you know, the financial dominatrix, she's winning in the situation, but the other girl, she's
in that home. She's
hey, baby. And the poor wife with the kid is like, why can't you pay our bills? Why can't you do
No,
this?
literally. I was looking at her, I'm like, girl.
She's settling.
She didn't know.
Oh, shit.
What do you mean?
She didn't know at all?
No, this is the whole show.
Whole thing. It's a whole secret.
Yeah, dude, she didn't know. She didn't know. And like when it all came out, because at the end is the conversation when all the secrets come out, she was like, I cannot handle this. I would be shook. No, really put yourself in that space. You're with a man, you had his baby, you guys are in love or whatever, and you find out he be paying half his check to some random bitch. And she gets to decide what she wants to do with it. Also, while she's laid up in his house, I don't even care if you guys fuck or not. Just knowing this detail.
Oh yeah, no, I don't even care. I don't care if you're fucking. This is terrible.
Two fucks.
This is like
if you guys are fucking
bad.
or not.
This is kind of almost just as bad. Like, why are you giving her all of our money?
Yeah. No, it's just
like,
all bad.
She didn't have any inkling. She didn't like suspect like anything weird was going on.
No, she just thought that if anything, he was just hiding her from his family. That's what she thought. That's a normal thing to think. Like, he's just hiding her. He has another girlfriend.
Yeah.
The financial dominatrix is a whole nother asset to this situation. I was shook.
That's truly next
I
level.
know. It is. It's actually insane. I would have to kill.
I would kill him
I would
too.
have to kill. I'd be like, I cannot believe you put me in this pathetic situation.
You played me.
No. Like, there is me getting cheated on, and there is you.
You playing
literally
me.
being the biggest bitch. No. Who am I? Who am I to kink shame? If that is what he wants, do it, but that's not fair.
But don't have the other girlfriend.
The girl you're engaged with and, like, a whole ass baby.
Right. That's the problem.
It is. Damn, why couldn't I found someone that wanted me to be their financial dominatrix?
I know.
When I was 18. God. Why not me? I'm here for it. I would love to shame men into giving me what I desire.
I'm here.
Men who want it, you know what I mean?
Yes. No, because men want to give us their money.
They do. Some more
and
than
they
others.
Want to be shamed.
Not the sassy ones that want to go 50-50.
Right, not the weird stingy ones. Gosh, nobody wants you. For you.
No, seriously.
For you?
No. I said, don't get me started. Like I said from that last episode, I have that one memory and it still triggers me to this day. To this day. I felt like I was the one.
Yeah.
That was the same as that guy giving half my paycheck.
I give him half your paycheck.
No, I like bought one meal. Right. But it was for the whole table. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'll never let this go.
No.
Oh my god, it's so embarrassing.
I get it.
I was in college too. The fuck do I look like footing the bill?
Right.
For you and your little friends.
She had money?
No, I mean, I was working 2 jobs. I think about that shit and I was like, what the fuck? I had 2 jobs and I was out here partying. That's insane. And getting good grades.
Right.
Wild.
That part.
Save that shit.
What is you doing for me?
No, seriously.
What are you doing for me?
Besides looking like a broke boy.
Right. Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People give each other grace when they're in college, but I'm like, I was out here hustling 2 jobs.
Right.
So I get to have a standard, okay?
No.
You know what I mean?
No. Oh, of course. No, I'm just more upset and grown because I'm like, the things I accepted because of how hard we worked and how hard we hustled.
I know.
And we still do, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, it's just...
It's insane.
No, some people had me fucked up back then. And
no,
I wish I would have stuck up for myself more.
Honestly, when I think about it, I'm like... What was was I doing dating some of these people who didn't even have a job in college?
And
I was out here having 2 jobs.
Yo.
Like, I wish I could be like, Sarah, like, find someone who, like, works a little hard.
Right.
You know?
Does at least what you're, like, I mean, come on.
When you gotta pay your own bills, you just have a different type of hustle. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I should have either found a fucking rich little Nepo baby to date, or someone who's a hustler like me.
Right.
Nothing in the middle. Like before I met my man.
Right.
When I was dating all these fucking broke boys.
No, I feel you. Gosh. No, I just feel like, too, though, there's some language that we use very commonly, like, in our vernacular now, and, like, that's used just, like, in society more. That wasn't as much when we were in college. And I feel like if we would have had that language to empower us, it might have been...
I would have dominated.
It would have been different, you know?
Dominated the dating game.
Also, everything that happened made me who I am today.
No,
so
exactly.
It's all
it needed
good,
to happen. It needed to happen.
But, like...
For sure.
Still.
For sure. For sure.
And it's not like people didn't tell me. Let me not lie.
No, you gotta learn on your own.
No, it's true.
You gotta learn on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Everyone has those one to maybe a few people.
Oh god, shower thoughts.
Oh god, not the shower thoughts.
I hate the shower thoughts. Do you guys have like the most like cringy, embarrassing moments of your life just pop up in your head in the shower? The worst is when... Listen, I'm the type of girl who listens to music in the shower or a podcast. Mm-hmm. Silent showers, like, unless I'm really going through it, like, once or twice a year, where I need to bask and feel like the water is tears running down my body.
Then let the rain fall down.
Exactly. But usually I'm listening to music or podcasts, but if the fucking cringy shower thoughts power through the music... Or even when I'm, like, listening. I'm like, oh my god, why did I have to think this right now?
Yeah.
Like, there's literally no purpose. Like, you just made me feel really shitty, mind.
So intrusive.
It's like, so it's probably rude. My ego or something. Yeah, or, like, my mind. And then my ego's like, ooh, that was pathetic, baby. That wasn't your best. Like, I know.
Right, and why do I wallow in it whenever it's like in the shower?
I do.
I really do. Even like at night in my night showers, you know, it's not just because I'm susceptible and like a sweet baby in the morning, even though I am.
You know what's annoying?
But it happens at night too.
Why can't we have moments of like, oh my god, I did this really cool thing 3 years ago. That was one of my finest moments. How come those thoughts don't pop up in our head?
Toxic and terrible.
No, literally,
You're
the most
so right.
painful things ever.
Why can't I remember really cool shit?
No, like, oh my god, that night was so fun.
Right.
And then I'm like, remember when you were fucking pathetic? Everyone knew.
No, honestly, no, it's really fucking sad. I never thought about that.
Fair.
But it's really janky.
No, it's
really janky.
It is, actually. It's
why does
jank as fuck.
Play tricks on us like that? It's not very nice.
It's definitely not.
Not very nice.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Okay, so if you listen to the past few episodes, we were doing this zodiac list of signs and who they won't date. And we went based off of your element, and I believe we already did fire signs and water signs. So if you're looking for those, go listen to the other 2 podcasts. And this time we will do air signs. So Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Alright, let's get started. We'll start with Gemini first. Gemini won't date someone who they deem intellectually inferior.
Facts. If you cannot mentally stimulate them, they are done. You gotta come with the facts. You gotta come with the knowledge.
And also, you have to be quick-witted.
Yes.
Gemini is the fast-paced version of Mercury as opposed to Virgo that is very detail-oriented. Gemini's mind is ever-evolving and moving so quickly. And it's feeling so many highs, lows, different emotions. And, like, they need their partner to somewhat keep up. Like, they don't expect you to be as fast as them.
Right.
Unless you're also a fellow Gemini or an Aries. But they do expect you to come along for the ride.
Right.
If you are stuck on, like, what they were talking about 3 minutes ago, they're going to get a little annoyed with you. Because they're like, we're moving on. It's more fun here. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And if they feel like you're kind of holding back the conversation from going to new heights, they're going to get turned off.
Yeah.
It's an ick.
Well, they feel like you're holding them back because of it. It's like, I'm trying to take this conversation into new ways, and you're just like flat.
Yeah.
You know?
Flat.
It's a no.
No, it's a no for me. It's a no for me.
Yeah.
No, actually, and they always say, like, people that are humorous are also very intelligent. We know Geminis to be, like, the class clowns, to be really, really funny.
Yes.
And they need their partners to have a good sense of humor.
Yes.
Again, so if you're slow, if you can't catch the joke, if they have to explain the joke to you, like, vibe killer, again. You know?
Oh,
you need to be mentally agile, and you need to be able to, again, just keep up with where they're going and add to it. Make it interesting.
Mutable air wants to bounce back and forth and all around with you. They can't just be like stagnant in one place with the conversation for too long.
Yeah.
They will lose interest in you.
Also, like, if they do deem you as intellectually inferior, they're going to run circles around you. And whatever message you had for the day, that thing gone. You know what I mean? Like, any sort of, like, individual feeling, statement, or thought that you had, Gemini has stomped on it, and they have used you as a platform to tell their message to a wider audience.
Yes. They've come to clown, they've come to play, and you are part of their bit.
Exactly. And, like, I feel like Gemini, they need someone who is intellectually really, really smart, because if not, they're also very similar to Scorpio in the sense that they can manipulate you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, again, that's that trickster energy of Mercury. And if you're easily able to be tricked and fooled, you will become a pawn in their game.
100%.
And it will be funny for them.
Yeah. And because, again, they're
so you're not
so
dating them.
Right. They're so smart.
Yeah.
They're very socially aware. The way that they're able to, like, communicate things.
Yeah.
If you can't catch on, you will become the butt of their joke.
Absolutely.
Alright, next we got Libra. And Libra won't date someone who their friends don't like.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Well, like, I have to agree and disagree. Like, yes, in theory, because Libra's friends, like, they mean everything to them. Libra's so social. They love their, like, friend time. Like, even Libra men, you know what I mean? They're so social. They're out on the streets, they're with their boys. And if they feel like you aren't coming to great heights with them, they feel like you're only bringing them down. Like, Libra can be a little bit social climby in the sense that they want to be around people that make them look good.
Yeah.
And if they feel like you're embarrassing them, again, they get secondhand embarrassment really easily. So if they feel like you're someone that they can't bring around their friends, that probably means they're embarrassed of you.
Yeah.
You know?
No, 100%.
And Libra has a certain vibe, certain aesthetic, certain energy. And if they feel like you don't match that, if they feel like there's like a disbalance and this harmony there, they feel like they're not living their best, living up to their best potential.
Yeah, no, 100%. I was gonna say that exact thing. It's like it's so funny because Libras, they can get so obsessed and enthralled in their relationship where it's almost like I cut off the other people in my life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think when they are together, they need that harmony in the relationship. So it's like they do care. And because Libras can be such people pleasers, they're like, fuck, I don't know which way to go. So it's like they need everyone to get along.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to be like in turmoil.
For sure. I also feel like Libras are prone to getting the ick very quickly.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
they
see something and they're like, oh, that doesn't work for me. That's so gross.
Yeah.
And like, again, it's not hard for Libra to find other options. So they do have that. That's why they're such good relationship hoppers. They can be, relationship hoppers because trust and believe, like, there's someone in the back burner that's been brewing up that's ready to take that first spot.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, again, I feel like if their friends are like, Libra's like, oh my God, are you seeing something? I did it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, it's so true.
Let me introduce you to Bachelor number 3.
Like, we don't look good together?
Yeah.
This isn't a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, like, I'll figure something else out.
Exactly.
No, they really,
They care.
For sure.
Their friends are very important. This is Venus, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Venusians care about their partnerships.
Oh, 100%.
Deeply. And if it doesn't feel right and if it doesn't look right, they're more than ready to drop you.
Oh, 1000%. I mean, as a Libra moon, I very much feel this way.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't get along with my friends, if my friends don't like you, I will break up with you.
There's something wrong here.
We wouldn't be in a relationship if my friends couldn't get along with you.
No, for sure.
Because I love them so much.
Yeah, of course. They know me. They know me.
Right.
So what is the issue here?
And also, I feel like sometimes with Libras, too, like, we need sometimes our friends to, like, check us.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, honey, like, you're kind of being your love-obsessed, crazy self right now, and let me show you some of his red flags. You know?
No, you're so
your
right.
friends, your Libra, like, friends for Libras, they kind of keep them in check in relationships, too, a little
They
bit.
do, because Libras can sometimes be, just, wearing those rose-colored glasses and completely in their own little world.
Mm-hmm.
And their friends are a source of groundedness for them. Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. Okay, finally, last air sign we have Aquarius. Okay. Aquarius won't date someone who isn't a friend first and foremost. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This is why I call them the friend fuckers.
These
are the friend fuckers.
Yes.
Like, truly. Like, they feel awkward going from stranger to lover. Like, that translation, like, it doesn't happen for them. Mm-hmm. They're already a little bit robotic and distant at first when it comes to love and opening up. Mm-hmm. So chances are, if they've already built that bond with you platonically in a friendship level, it's way easier for them to get comfortable to be romantic with you. Yeah. Even though, again, they're very, very particular in the way that they exude their sexual and romantic energy. Mm-hmm. You know? But they have Uranus is... It's a surprise. Yes. You know, like, oh, like, I didn't know you had this side of you. It comes out in very strange ways. Right. But it does come out. Like, it does. They know how to love. Yeah. They just need to be super comfortable with you. Yeah. And feel like you're not judging them. 100%.
And I feel like Aqua especially, like, they really want to make sure that, like, their partner is, like, their best friend. Yeah. You know, like, they really mean that shit. And I think it's partially too maybe because of like their fixed nature, like they need something that's like stable and like comfortable, even though they're an air sign, you know? I think that makes them feel comfortable. It's like, it's a friend, someone I know I can rely on, and then I can finally open my heart up. Right. Because they do also like to move slow. Even though they're an air sign, they are much more slow moving and slow to open up. Mm-hmm. Even though they do have a very warm side, it's like they need to kind of know the type of person you are before they trust you to like, can we be sexual together? And like, that's actually a really good thing.
It is. You know? And you know, again, they're Saturn ruled, so they are very hesitant to trust people. Yeah. And I feel like it's a little bit easier to maybe trust a new friend than it is to trust a new lover. Like, it's a whole different arena when you're trusting a new potential partner versus a friend. Right. So it just kind of makes things easier for them when they're able to befriend you first and read how you are as a friend before they allow you into that box of like, okay, now we're romantic partners. Right. You know?
Yeah. I mean, any fixed sign, like, they don't really, like, rush into things, you know? So it's like, it actually makes so much sense to me now that I think, oh, that's kind of true.
Yes, I would agree with the others. Yeah.
That's true. They can, for sure. So it's like, because they're more hesitant to, like, rush into things, I feel like they want to check somebody's reps almost. Yeah. You know what I mean? They like want to check your character before I'm like, just go ahead and hop into this. Oh, you know, like I'm not the rose-colored glasses blindly going in like a Libra or a Gemini.
And also because of this, they're also the first type of people to be like, it didn't work out romantically. We can still be friends. Facts! You're like, what? Like, we just did some dirty ass shit to each other. You know, one of us disrespected the fuck out of each other, and what, you just think we're gonna go back to being friends? But to them, they're like, well, we started off as friends. Why can't we just go back there? Right. And people are like, no, that's not how it works.
Right. Aqua, most likely to be friends with their ex.
No. Oh, for sure. All their friends are exes. And literally, all their friends are exes. Yeah. And all their exes are friends.
Or their friend's ex.
No, actually, you know what I mean? Like, they keep it very incestual. Yo, no, actually, that fucking reminds me of freaking Vanderpump Rules. Like, Kristen, who was Stassi's friend, she slept with Jax, and she is an Aquarius, and Jax is an Aquarius moon. Oh my god. Yes. And also James is an Aquarius.
Yes.
And he slept with Kristen while Kristen, or like, you know, Kristen was hanging out with, you know, Tom when they were together. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild. Wait, let me back that up. No, Tom and Kristen weren't together, but still, Tom and James were friends.
Yes.
And he ended up sleeping with his ex.
Right.
So yeah, see, there's a lot of Aquarius energy there on Vanderpump Rules.
Right. Friends, we can fuck. It's fun.
Yeah. You're here. Why not? We already know each other. It's easy.
You're here, but like. Honestly,
but that's what it is. You're here. You're here. You're here. I thought Uranus, I thought something out of the box.
Just real in the circle. Real in the box.
I thought you were an outlier type of person.
Not when it comes to dating, I guess.
That's the exception.
Oh, that is so funny.
Y'all, we hope you enjoyed this list. It's very messy. I like it. I'm excited to do the earth signs next, so be tuned in for that. Yes. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, wherever the hell you're listening, don't forget to go to the app and rate us. Go to the podcast and rate us. We would love to know. And it just helps your girls out a lot. Yes. If you're watching on YouTube, hi. Hey. We've been liking all the comments. Keep commenting.
Yes, we love them so much.
Because it makes me so happy. So if you're watching, subscribe, like the video so you can hang out with us next week. And if you are new here, hi. We do astrology concept videos and we also do podcasts. So just come and kick it with your girls. Yeah. We love y'all so much. Linking the socials here, and we'll see you next week. Bye.